Good afternoon. Welcome to First Local Afternoons on Monday, May the 17th with Heidi and Colette.
Hello.
We made it through.
Yes.
The first Monday of the week, or the first day of the week, which is Monday.
Isn't it
Maybe we didn't make it through.
Monday?
Yeah, I know. Well, we do have some breaking news.
Yes.
There is a heavy police presence in Jamestown, and Dan Gray was on scene. We do have some information for you. At sometime earlier today, Sault Police Services were called to the Old Al's pub on James Street. Details of the incident are unclear at the moment. According to a couple of local residents, it is alleged that a female was shot in the area. Police are looking for the weapon in the area, and said another local business owner. Detectives could be seen canvassing the area for security video and talking with officers who were also looking for the evidence.
Wow.
The area north of the soup kitchen is currently taped off, as well as a section of property along Cathcart Street. Sue Online has contacted police services, and Lincoln Loudit does do a great job at keeping us updated.
Yes.
So I'm sure we'll hear back from Lincoln shortly. Stay with Sue Online as we bring you some more information.
Most definitely. Thank
Another
you for that, Dan. So we will actually, seeing the sunshine there in Jamestown, we're going to go over to Craig to see if that's going to be a consistent image throughout the week.
Better be.
Take it away, Craig.
Better be.
Well, I can't promise you for the rest of the week, but I can promise you for today and tomorrow. And as a matter of fact, if you haven't been outside yet today, first of all, why not? And second of all, you're going to probably want your best summer attire, because it does definitely feel like a summer day out there. 25 degrees here in town, 21 degrees out at the airport. And the good news is we've pulled those chances of showers here for the Sioux out of the forecast. So we'll take a look at the radar. We'll show you why. You can see that curve just above the Great Lakes. That is a cold front. It was originally going to just skin us, the tail end of it, this afternoon with a little bit of a shower. That is now staying north, giving Timmins and Wawa a good chance of showers and thunderstorms, but that's going to stay clear, and we're just going to leave us with maybe some puffy cumulus clouds to the north. But other than that, we're just looking at an ideal summer day. We'll take a look at the rest of the day for you. For your afternoon, temperatures of 25 degrees with a mix of sun and cloud. We're going to totally clear out tonight. Temperatures still very warm at 20 degrees, and we're not cooling all that much during the overnight at 9 degrees, and that's going to set us up for another beautiful day tomorrow. And Colette, listen to this. We are entertaining 30-degree temperatures tomorrow. So I hope you enjoy that. I'll have more coming up at 5 o'clock.
Maybe, but I'm going to throw it out there. Craig's like, if you haven't gone outside, then why haven't you? Why haven't you?
Like,
we feel very judged.
All judgy.
Extremely
like
judgy.
Whatever.
And we are working, so that's why.
Bruce, Trina, I'm going outside after this because Craig taunted me.
What is going on? Something?
I don't know.
It
It just got really quiet.
I can hear you. Oh, there we go. Okay, on to our Ontario COVID numbers and our local COVID numbers.
Yes.
Take it away.
Algoma Public Health is reporting 3 cases over the weekend, 2 rolling up to the Siouxan area and 1 allocated to Elliott Lake area. 3 cases in total, 1 positive screen for a variant of concern. So once again, Algoma Public Health will contact you directly if you are considered to have been a close contact of any of the 3 cases. So if you do not hear from Algoma Public Health, you can consider yourself to be safe from exposure to these 3 cases. So cases 362 through 364 are reported to be self-isolating. 362 has listed the cause of exposure as close contact after being tested on May 13th. Cases 363 and 364 list the cause of exposure as unknown after having been tested on May 12th. So Algoma regions that have reported COVID-19 cases in the past 10 days include Sault Ste. Marie and area, Central and East Algoma, Elliott Lake and area, as well as North Algoma. Our rolling totals to date then would be 138,704 tests having been administered, out of which we have confirmed 364 cases. Out of those, 29 are listed as being active. We do currently have 1 Algoma resident in hospital. The number of cases that we can count as being resolved are 334, and we sit at 75 cases that have screened positive as a variant of concern. Okay, now, provincially, Ontario is reporting 2,170 new COVID-19 cases and 4 additional deaths on Monday. This would be the fewest deaths that our province has reported in a single day since March 22nd. The province's test positivity rate is 7.9%, which is down from 9.1% a week ago. And there were 24,498 tests completed in the last 24-hour period, which is down from more than 33,000 a day ago, okay? And again, the reminder that testing numbers tend to be lower earlier in the week. Hotspot counts, there are 566 new cases in Toronto, 556 cases in Peel, 215 in York Region, 120 in Durham, and 101 in Hamilton. So yeah, and once again, we can say that the resolved cases have now outnumbered new cases every day since late April. So that's great news. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Now, just further to the Bellevue Park rallies, I don't want to say events, that were taking place from the 30th of April to May 8th to the 15th. There was another charge under the Reopening Act. On May the 15th, officers attended an illegal gathering held at Bellevue Park to ensure it remained peaceful and to investigate. The investigation identified one person as having organized the illegal gathering. This person was also charged with gathering the illegal gathering that was held on May the 8th. The person is from Springwater Township and was charged under the Reopening Ontario Act for organizing both the May 18th and 15th gatherings. A conviction for organizing an illegal gathering will result in a minimum fine of $10,000.
Wow.
Yes, that's an expensive party.
That is.
While on scene of the illegal gathering on May the 15th, officers charged 8 people under the Emergency Management and Civil Protections Act for attending the gathering, and those fines start, as we know, at $750. The investigation into April 30th, May 8th, and May 15th is still ongoing.
Okay. All right.
It's a lot of money.
So, with the weather warming and, people getting outside more, the City of Sault Ste. Marie, as well as the Sault Ste. Marie Police Service, want to remind motorists, cyclists, and pedestrians of the importance of obeying crossover treatments. So everything's been clearly marked, so you have to kind of pay attention and make sure you're being responsible. Mm-hmm. The crossovers utilize ladder pavement markings to identify the crossing area, outline a clear place for motorists and cyclists to stop, and provide roadside signs, flashing lights, as well as overhead signage. So when approaching a flashing crossover, motorists and cyclists must come to a complete stop when pedestrians push the button to indicate they want to cross the road. All traffic must remain stopped until pedestrians reach the sidewalk on the opposite side of the road. So it's not enough that they just kind of get out of your way. You got to wait till they get to the other side.
You just made it.
So pedestrians must cross, for their part, they must cross only at marked crossovers and wait for a traffic stop before crossing. If a vehicle proceeds to drive directly behind a pedestrian as they are walking across the road, this would be an offense under the Highway Traffic Act, and motorists can be charged. So when a crossover is not lit, motorists and cyclists can proceed as normal. The penalties for motorists and drivers who fail to yield. Thanks, Mike.
Yes.
Fail to yield to pedestrians at a flashing crossover is a fine of $365 and 4 demerit points. Ooh. Yes. Now, pedestrians, the penalties for pedestrians who leave the curb or other place of safety at a pedestrian crossover and walk, run, or move into the path of a vehicle in a manner that is impractical for the driver to stop is a fine up to $50.
$50.
Cyclists must dismount their bicycle before crossing at a crossover location. Very specific. Cyclists are subject to fines similar to pedestrians.
Wait, go back to that. They have to get off their bike to walk it across the street? Or they can't ride it through a crossover?
Cyclists must dismount their bicycle before crossing at a crossover location.
Okay.
So I would say that, if it's busy or something, you don't want to bump into other pedestrians. So that would be...
I know Dante has not done that. Oh, shoot.
Current pedestrian crossover locations include Queen Street East at Churchill Boulevard and Wellington Street West at Beverly Street, St. George's Avenue near St. Basil Catholic School, and Bay Street at Spring Street. Okay, so you can also go to saultestmarie.ca/traffic or contact the city's engineering and construction department at 705-574-1016 for more information.
Well, thank you, Heidi. That was very informative.
Yes.
Today, 1 year ago, there was a tragic loss of our snowbirds. Captain Jen Casey from Snowbirds, from their Twitter account, in a release made by 431 Air Demonstration Squadron, the Commander Lieutenant Colonel Dennis Bendit announced Operation Inspiration will continue this year. The statement starts out remembering Captain Jen Casey, who was tragically lost after a bird strike caused the crash of the snowbird she was riding in 1 year ago. Today marks, in a statement from the squadron, Bandit said that Jen Casey embodied the very best of what it meant to be a snowbird, enthusiastic, warm, witty, and a true team player. But moreover, with regards to the Operation Inspiration, this was Captain Casey's idea, and it was to fly over when they were doing their air shows. It was to fly over as many of the major cities in Canada, according to press released by National Defence last year. And I remember that they were starting that, you know what I mean? But in memory of Casey and in tribute to her, the Snowbirds will have committed to continuing the mission throughout this year's air show season.
Okay.
And then we'd just like you to stay with Sue online as we bring some more information on the movements and missions across
They flew over the Sioux.
Canada.
I saw them.
Yeah.
Emma
Yeah,
and
they
I
did.
went
Yeah.
outside. We
Yeah,
saw
they did.
them. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right.
It was.
They did.
It was amazing to see.
Yeah.
Totally amazing.
Yeah, but it's nice that they're continuing that on to keep
for
her memory.
sure. For sure. Okay, so in our wanting to get back to some semblance of normalcy, Porter had announced that they were going to be resuming flights, but now that date has had to be pushed back once again to July 20th. Okay, so the regional airline now says it plans to resume flights on July 20th. Porter did suspend operations on March 21st due to the pandemic. The airline has delayed the resumption of its flights several times. It had most recently planned to restart operations on June 21st.
Yeah.
Porter Chief Executive Michael DeLuce says it's encouraging to see the recovery of the aviation industry in the U.S. He says that as vaccination rates in Canada increase, the airline is hopeful that travel restrictions and public health measures will ease.
Gonna have to wait a little bit longer to get that free glass of wine.
Yes.
I don't know why I was bring that up. But they're very generous with that glass of wine.
Yes, they are. Yes. And I've always appreciated that particular marketing strategy.
Moi aussi. Okay, so Canadian and Ontario governments have signed an education memorandum of understanding with the Grant Council Treaty Number 3 today, or on Friday. A new agreement between the Canadian federal government, Ontario government, and Grand Council Treaty Number 3 is aimed at improving education for Indigenous youth. I apologize for that highlighter throwing. Heidi's trying to throw me off my game, and she will not succeed. What? She needs to be lubed again. Your chair needs to be lubed again.
I've told them.
The three parties announced the signing of a memo of understanding on the matter on Friday, which will help preserve support and revitalize the language, culture, and identity of Treaty Number 3. First Nations by supporting First Nations control of education to improve student success for youth in Northwestern Ontario. What does this mean? Well, the federal government is providing $1.16 million, and the province is providing $300,000 toward the implementation of the MOU, and will work with Treaty Number 3 to establish an action plan that will guide the MOU's progress. Treaty Number 3 territory covers a 143,000 square kilometer area that runs from the Manitoba border to north of Sioux Lookout to west of Thunder Bay. So this territory includes 28 communities, and 17 of which are signatories on the MOU. So congratulations to that. And congratulations to me for not being distracted with what was going on over here. The rolling of the eyes, the trying to distract me.
What?
Looking so innocent.
I am innocent.
We'll see how innocent you are when we come right back from this commercial break, and when Heidi has some social media updates for us. Maybe some factoids.
Maybe.
And I also have a story about potholes and penises. We'll be right back.
You don't need a media monkey to make healthy choices. Think for yourself. A message from Concerned Children's Advertisers.
Welcome back to First Local Afternoons with Colette and Heidi. It is Monday, May 17th.
Sure is.
It's Monday all over the place, I'm telling you.
All day.
Yeah, all day long.
All day, every day.
My chair is squeaking. She is refusing to be distracted by that because she's a pro.
Thank you.
And she's throwing a highlighter at me that hasn't a lid on it.
It didn't have a lid on it. I apologize.
So I think that we're going to check in on social media.
Yeah.
I'm just going to hop over into the void just to make sure that I'm not missing anybody. Are you
He
good?
just popped the wrong camera.
Okay.
Actually, I wouldn't say it's the wrong one.
Well,
Which wasn't the right one.
Yeah, well, if it's not right, then clearly it's wrong.
It is, it is.
It's wrong.
It is.
All right, here we go. So,
Give it to me.
Margaret beat everybody to the punch. Good afternoon, she said. Good afternoon, all. Good afternoon, Margaret. It's always lovely once again to be able to interact with you. Marilyn Trumbull says, good afternoon, everyone. My favorite little smiley emoji, and then the smiley kitty cat. We've got 6 steins of beer. We've got 2 glasses of wine, 2 bouquets, and 2 sunshines. Somebody is fixing to enjoy the afternoon. Atta girl, Marilyn.
That's it.
Excellent. So yes, you have a lovely afternoon. Mike Adams from Costa Rica says, good afternoon, with a sunshine and a beautiful bird, a tropical bird of paradise.
Nice.
Yes. So good afternoon to you too. Bradley, good afternoon, with 3 exclamation points, a peace sign, and the little smiley emoji with the closed eyes. Good afternoon, Bradley. Good to see you. Hopefully the training went smoothly today. Merci beaucoup. So happy you are on more than once a day with the little
isn't that nice?
gratitude hands and a purple heart. Well, that's really nice of you to say. Thank you, merci. It's nice to be on more than once a day.
For shizzle.
Yeah.
My dizzle.
Yeah, but okay. Craig Huckerby.
Oh, come
It's hijacking this again. This just in, we could reach 30 degrees Tuesday, more at 5.
Tuesday when? Tuesday when? Like Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Well, I just want to hear him say tomorrow. We're in journalism here. I need facts. Hard cold. I almost broke my highlighter. That's what he just did to me.
Well, see, now you've made her angry.
I'm feeling sick for tomorrow.
Kimberly says, good afternoon, with 1 exclamation point. Good afternoon to you too as well, Kimberly. Are you on your deck right now?
What? Oh.
No, she's got that new deck.
Yes,
and
that's
She
right.
was working on it.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yes.
so...
Congratulations.
I'm going to go ahead and assume that she is because I know she loves to be outside. Steve Childs, no acronyms this afternoon. A gigantic emoji with sunglasses and a little wry smile with the
Like it.
rocking the horn. So
Nice.
that's great. Yes, and that's what we have to work
Awesome.
with in this moment.
Well, you want to talk about the Heritage Minute marking a 100th anniversary.
I do.
too?
I do. Now, I'm kind of reflecting on the Heritage Minute because I've seen these. I think it's like a CBC
What's
thing. Of course,
CBC?
the music for the hinterland, the Who's Who, is coming to my head. But anyway,
I'm thinking of Body Break with the Body Break.
Body break.
Remember that?
Yes, I do actually. They're
Okay.
little windbreaker suits.
Yes,
It's
absolutely.
kind of burned on my brain. Okay. So Heritage Minute is marking the 100th anniversary of the work to discover insulin. Okay, so Historica Canada released the latest in its ongoing series, which highlights some of the country's crowning achievements. Set in late 1921, the minute-long video centers on 13-year-old Leonard Thompson, the first patient to receive successful injections for his type 1 diabetes. So as Thompson's health deteriorates, the short also follows scientists developing insulin at the University of Toronto, including Frederick Banting and Charles Best, as well as J.J.R. McLeod and James Collip.
cool.
So actually, and this is kind of reading like a factoid. I find myself getting kind of like excited about this. Like, insulin is considered by some as the most important medical discovery of the 20th century. It would eventually lift a death sentence for millions of people around the globe who suffered from diabetes.
Wow.
And the Heritage Minute is co-written by Nimisha Mukherjee and Mark Raslad, who also directed the production.
Awesome. Very cool. Well, I don't have anything very cool to follow that up with. In fact, I have some sad news out of Vaughan. Yesterday, there was an accident that happened with a 16-year-old driver in a really nice area just off of Athabasca Drive, off of Dufferin Street and Teston Road in Vaughan. And she's only 16 years old, and she veered off the roadway and into the driveway where a 4-year-old, an 11-year-old, and another male, an adult male, were playing. The adult male suffered minor injuries. The 2 children suffered severe injuries, but we just learned that the 4-year-old boy just passed away. Photos from the scene show a black Mercedes sitting on a lawn wedged underneath a tree, while police evidence cones can be seen a few houses down. The accident occurred on the driveway of their own property when the vehicle lost control. Police say the 16-year-old driver is from Richmond Hill, who has now been taken into custody and is facing dangerous driving charges. However, further charges may be laid depending on what the investigation uncovers. They just wanted to note that the speed limit, as you know, in a residential area like that is 40 kilometers, and they are looking into seeing if speed was a factor in the collision.
Oh, gosh, that's
like I can't even.
A devastating story for everybody involved, most definitely.
Like, your kids are playing in their driveway. They're playing on their bikes.
Yep. So,
anyway, sorry to damper the mood, but it was just something to share.
Yeah. Okay, well, I will come at you now with a factoid.
Okay, good timing. That's a good idea.
I found one for you. I thought you might find this interesting.
Okay. Bieber.
May 17th, no. May 17th, I will never factoid you on the
Never say
Biebs.
never.
Actually, I just did it last week. I can't even say that. I did. I did. Okay, so May 17th, 1939, the first sporting event televised in the U.S.
What year?
1939. Okay.
Second World War.
Maybe.
Yes.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
Okay.
Princeton beats Columbia 2-1 in the second half of a doubleheader baseball match. It was televised by NBC's experimental station W2XBS of New York City. It is the first televised Major League Baseball game. Oh no, sorry, the first televised Major League Baseball game would occur 3 months later.
I was going to say, because that's, yes, okay, Ivy Leagues. And you know what, I have to say I am obviously a sports fanatic, as everyone knows, and help Jacob and I do the sports show, but when it comes to the baseballs...
Yeah, you didn't like basketball either.
No, I love basketball. No, I love basketball. Big basketball fan. Played basketball in high school. Yeah, I love
yeah,
basketball.
but when I surprised you that day with information about the Raptors, you were like, nah.
Well, no, like I'm not like yeah. I used to be I was a Michael Jordan fan, back in the day. No, I have to say I do watch basketball, but baseball. I'm wondering why the coaches dress as though they're going to play. If someone could get me that answer, I would really appreciate it. Why are the coaches dressed up like they're going to sub in for their players? What other sport does that happen to? Exactly. Food for thought on this Monday afternoon.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Anything else you would like to talk about?
Actually, you know what?
Oh, we could do the penis one. Let's do the penis. Okay. So, if you want to get your city's attention and you have potholes around the city, perhaps if you draw an obscure phallic symbol or just a penis in itself, you might get their attention. Brilliant. Well, that's one. A New Zealand man, look at that. A New Zealand man was so fed up at his local council's lack of attention of fixing potholes in his hometown of Auckland that he decided to get a firm grip on the matter, if you would say, if you don't mind me saying.
Oh my God.
According to The Guardian, road safety advocate Jeff Hobson was so sick of calling Auckland Transportation to fix potholes that he decided to get the attention of City Council by drawing green and pink penises, so good for you, in spray paint around them. Apparently, Auckland Transport wasn't too amused by Upson's trickery or phallic road drawing. See, I said phallic.
Yeah.
And called the cop on the man last week. What are you going to call the cop? How are you going to charge him? Oh, I guess graffiti, right? Graffiti.
Well, probably, defacing public property, you know.
I think it's funny. Needless to say, the tactics worked in this their photos. They'll just say that they ended up going out and fixing some of the potholes. So hey, draw a penis.
Okay, there you go. That'll get it done.
That'll get it done.
Speaking of getting it done, Instagram has released an update that will bring them more up to date in terms of the expansion of pronouns that are available to be used. So they're making it easier for Canadians to share their pronouns. The social media platform unveiled a feature this week, which was actually, it gives users the option to display up to 4 pronouns next to their profile name, which they can choose to display either publicly or only to their followers. So Instagram says the new optional selection is being made available after pronoun sharing was already, quote unquote, widely adopted by our community. So for many years, users had incorporated pronouns into their bio, taking up part of their 150 character limit. So now people can choose from a curated list of pronoun options approved by Instagram, a move that's intended to prevent users from adding inappropriate words. So among the current selections are he and she, as well as the non-gender specific pronouns they, z, and v. However, at least one user pointed out that Instagram's list is missing the gender-neutral micmac. I should have asked Josie about that. I apologize if I said that incorrectly. Pronoun nekma.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and a representative for Instagram did not immediately respond to a request for comment. On Instagram's Twitter account, wow, Instagram has a Twitter account.
So much social media going on in my head is going to explode.
The company encouraged users to suggest additional pronouns, saying that the list would be updated over time so that more people around the world can share their pronouns more easily. Okay.
All right. Well, quickly, I didn't get a chance to report on this earlier in the show, but there was another unleashed wave of heavy airstrikes in the Gaza Strip early this morning.
Okay.
And I did that on our news reads this morning, but it's very significant airstrike. The Israeli military unleashed a wave of heavy airstrikes on the Gaza Strip early Monday, saying it destroyed 15 kilometers of militant tunnels and the homes of 9 Hamas commanders.
Wow.
Residents of Gaza, awakened by the overnight barrage, described it as the heaviest since the war began 1 week ago, and even more powerful than a wave of airstrikes in the Gaza city the day before that left 42 dead and flattened 3 buildings. This earlier attack was the deadliest in the current round of hostilities between Israel and the Gaza's Hamas rulers. There was no immediate word on the casualties from the latest strikes. A 3-story building in Gaza City was heavily damaged, but residents said the military warned them about 10 minutes before the strike occurred and gave everybody the opportunity to clear out. They said many of the airstrikes hit nearby farmland. Gaza's mayor Yahya Sarij told Al Jazeera TV that the strikes had caused extensive damage to roads and other infrastructure. The United Nations has now warned that the territory's sole power station is at risk of running out of fuel. And Gaza is also low on spare parts. But they're also experiencing daily outages of 8 to 12 hours a day, and they do not have any drinkable water.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's a state of affairs for sure. Well, that's all we have for today, eh? And
well, 45 seconds. I mean, I might as well trot out the second factoid. So on this day, so May 17th, 1900, the first copies of L. Frank Baum's classic tale, The Wonderful Wizard of Oz, are printed. Wow. Yeah, although it did not go into full distribution until September. Isn't that amazing? Yeah. Its first edition of 10,000 copies was sold out by October. It was adapted into a play in 1902 and the classic movie version in 1939. In the book version, the Wicked Witch sends a pack of wolves to kill Dorothy and her companions, but the Tin Woodsman kills them with his axe. She then sends a flock of crows to peck out their eyes. You know, and each one of her companions takes care of it.
Perfect. Sounds wonderful. A way to end the day.
Okay.
Bye-bye. See you tomorrow at 8.